Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the opener of the Division D East playoffs. Tonight, we've got a playoff round one matchup between Church of Murky, the 4th seed, and I Must Feed, the 5th seed. So, I hope everyone's ready for some action. Co-casting with me tonight, I've got Wraithling. How are you doing, Wraithling?
Doing good. Glad to be here. Ready to kick off this playoff action.
Nice, I am too. So, we've already taken care of the map bans. So, Church of Murky has banned Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow, and I Must Feed has banned Sky Temple and Dragonshire. Church of Murky, being the higher seed, won the coin flip, and they've elected to pick the map. So we're going to start off on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So the teams say they're ready. So let me kick off the intro, and then we'll come back on the other side with the game. And we're back. So I Must Feed decides they don't want to face Kel'Thuzad today.
Do you think we're gonna get to see any Deathwing action tonight?
I don't know. I think with the playoffs, everyone might be a little, maybe a little uptight, a little playing their cards close to the vest. But then again, they might have a strategy and they decide we don't care who you take who you want, and they don't ban them. They ban Lunara. So,
Lunar's
maybe,
got a lot of wave clear here. I can definitely get behind that ban as a early ban. Ariel's gone. No Ariel.
so do we get rid of Deathwing here? If not, he's available.
Just looked on the stats real quick. It looks like Church of Murky does have a 8 games played, 62.5% win rate on that Kel'Thuzad. So obviously that's a target ban. Of course, he is an oppressive hero once he gets those chains completed and the R's get to going off.
And Arthas banned two bans that I wasn't really expecting to see. I'm wondering if they've gone just straight up target ban here. So Deathwing is available. I'm not sure if anyone on I Must Feed plays them though. Nope, we go with Greymane.
See the Gray Mane, so that's a kind of a deterrent to your Deathwing pick here from Church of Murky. But
True.
I did check the stats again, and it looks like I Must Feed does have a pretty hot Lunara player. So you put that on top of this is a hugely important wave clear map, so definitely a strong ban.
So we see Anduin. Anduin ETC. We get some Light Bomb Moss shenanigans going on.
That's a really good combo just to stun people out.
You know what we call that, don't you?
Oh.
The Holy Cow. Also a name for the Divine Shield Moss combo. So I guess that's the Holy Cow 2. Redux? I don't know. Something like that.
Something like that.
I got jokes today.
Oh, and here, Ted. Oh my. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Kel'Thas, Deathwing. This
All
team
the
is
fire.
stacked.
Got
Oh wow.
got two
So
raid bosses on the side of I Must
if
Feed.
you're drafting on Church of Murky, are you feeling a bit nervous here, or is this a planned strategy?
I don't know. My guess is that those two respect bands they thought were more important than just going with the meta. Always ban Kael'thas, always ban Deathwing. So maybe they've done the math and they said, you know what, we don't care. We'll give up those heroes, but we're not going to let them beat us with their game. We're going to make them swap their game up a little bit. So we'll have to see how it plays out, though.
Yep, you'd be expecting to see somebody who can counter this Deathwing with some percent damage. Tychus, maybe even Leoric if they've got that.
Li Ming is not a bad pick here. She doesn't do any kind of percent based damage, but that's a really easy skill shot to hit. Oh, so we get Orphea, she does have a giant killer in her kit somewhere, I believe. I just don't remember where
Yep,
it is.
think it's level 7 or 13, I think.
We'll have to definitely watch those talents. And
So they did get the Leoric. Leoric Spooky Hound is obviously going to be pain for Deathwing to deal with.
Fight to my last breath.
And for our last pick, Imperious. So no real tank, just kind of a 2-bruiser lineup for I Must Feed.
So I guess they're probably going to count on. I don't know. So was Deathwing the solo laner and Imperious is a tank here, or does Deathwing tank for the team? We'll have to see how they do this. I'm interested to see what the lane assignments look like.
Yep, should be interesting. I think you want to put Imperious up front as a tank since he has the engage and the stun to get things started off. And they pick up Vala for the last pick, Church of Murky.
So if we look at CC, we've got the lockdown from Anduin, we've got the displacement from ETC, we've got the Entomb at 10 if they take it. We do have the Spear and the Gravity Lapse on the side of I Must Feed. I think I might like their CC a little bit.
Who's that? The I Must Feed?
Yeah, I Must Feed. That Spear and Gravity Lapse, if you can pull it together while Deathwing is raining fire and brimstone over the whole area, that can be really impressive.
Sure, that's a strong point. But you did forget Vala with the Rain of Vengeance, or did you mention that?
Nope, you're right. I did not take that into account.
I think what you have to really watch out here for if your I Must Feed is a Entomb into Eternal Feast. Those two have the same cooldown, so if these guys can land Entombs into an Eternal Feast, then I think it's going to be a rough night.
We call that the dirty bathtub. Okay, so over here for Church of Murky, we have Redbeard on the Leoric, Orion on the Vala, Bugully on the Anduin, Shock on ETC, I believe, and the Dude on Orpheus. She's so small in there. You want to introduce the red team for us?
Sure. I Must Feed. We've got
sorry about that.
Lister Fiend running Kel'Thas, Corix on Deathwing, Miles is running Greymane. We have Imperious with John Goodman, and Sudden Bears is our Rhaegar.
Alright, let's see how much these guys want to fight mid early.
No tricky moves here. We're going to fight our obligatory middle fight.
Deathwing hangs out for a little bit there.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to get a good stun combo on that ETC, but Imperious just missed it.
Ooh, Valor really low. Deathwing, that's Worldbreaker form, right? That's kind of unusual. I see most people stay in the other form.
Man, I do not know a whole lot about Deathwing, but he did get a few changes in that last patch. I think the devs were trying to encourage people to try the other form a little bit more.
Well, it's worked in this game so far.
So, level 1 talents. I think we can agree on our Kel'Thas talent this game.
Although we did see some convection last night in that Division B East finale.
The Fable. Oh, at ETC going for a slide on Deathwing, but not gonna work.
Yep, so we have this stacking quest. We do have the Mana Addict, as you mentioned, and then we have Prog Rock. So maybe we'll see ETC and Kel'Thas fighting each other for the globes. My guess is they'll probably finish it without too much hassle. Just see who gets it faster. ETC.
Yeah, I Must Feed went for an early count, and that's putting pressure on the mid. Looks like they may get a wall out of this.
Yep, that bottom turret goes down. The Dude is low, but he's safely back. We got 4s for I Must Feed.
Yep, they've done a good job taking an early lead, but Church of Murky's got their camp out, so I think they're going to start pushing this mid, getting that back into a better shape. Although it'll be interesting to see whether they get the same amount of value, maybe get I Must Feed's ball.
Period's able to do some damage to Leo, but he was able to walk safely behind the gate. So we just have kind of a top-mid rotation going for both teams, really. We're fairly even on spiders. The loss of that wall mid, I think, is going to be trouble because having having ownership of that mid lane lets you turn in top or bottom a little easier. So I think that could be trouble later on in the game.
Yeah, and if I must feed scores the first turn in, that middle is, it's just gonna push straight onto the fort with no wall to stop it. So it could be a big advantage for him. It looks like there's gonna be a big fight at the bottom. I must feed grabbing this camp. Church of Murky sniffed it out, but they can't stop it. Oh, everybody backs off. Better not to fight here.
Yep. Just trying to get things turned in. So it looks like they're trying to maybe get that top turn in, but Deathwing with all those gems, I'd really like to see him get those turned in. You don't want him to die with 23 gems.
Yep, he's got basically what's left of the turn-in for Must-Feed. He's trying to sneak it in bottom, but Orphea was there trying to turn in too. If they don't hit him, I think he's got it.
Yep,
10 more.
there.
Rhaegar has the 10 going for turn-in now, and they've already got mid is cleared out. It's gonna crash in about the middle, so I don't know. I feel for sure that this middle is gonna go down. Church of Murky doesn't prioritize it.
Yeah, that fort's definitely in trouble there. Looks like I must feed those going to take the top lane. Maybe they're thinking about opening up that boss. We do have 7s. I'll pop that up. Kel'Thas with the Sunfire enchantment. That's a good talent, but you don't see it picked very often.
Yep, no, I'm not too familiar with that one. I don't usually pick that particular talent. And Greymane taking the Wiseman Duelist. That's definitely a strong one as long as you can keep yourself alive.
The Deathwing going in, he's kind of low, but the dude is on fire. She's able to get out of there though, Orphea. Spider's still got a little bit of health to it.
Oh, a Deathwing goes in with his ult.
He may pay for it with his life though. No, he's down to 20% or so, so he's lost his armor plates. He's going to take a lot of damage, and I think we'll see him fly up and get healthy. Oh no, he's just going to walk away.
Middle still falls. I thought that Church of Murky had cleared that before rotating top, but I guess they decided to push back against the heroes.
So they've rotated bottom. It doesn't look like Church of Murky's really going to be able to do much to stop it. They do have a turn in and a half, so I'd like to see them get turned in, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Looks like Amos Feed is going to just miss their camp. They were trying to get them to give them a little counter push, but just a second too late. Bottom lane's pushed in pretty far. I don't think they need to worry about defending bottom too much. Greymane is hiding from this rotation though. How's play?
So it looks like they're going to concede top lane, and that spider will get cleared. We have ETC finishing Prog Rock, and they're going to push mid, trying to open up this mid lane.
Yep, got Deathwing coming in behind them. They're going to try to get away. And Deathwing's going to use Cataclysm to kind of block off that path. Nobody caught in it though.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him use that to do a little more damage, but it did keep everyone away and let them clean up the spider easily. So
definitely a zoning Cataclysm. I think it did its job all in all. And the bottom spider is about to fall, but did get bottom wall. So all in all, not a terrible push.
Remember we talked about the Entomb and the Eternal Feast? Looks like that's what we got, and they showed it off.
Oh no, I missed it. I was watching that bottom lane.
Yep, and Deathwing falls as a result. So
that was the first kill of the game.
We do have Moss from ETC. We have Holy World Salvation, so not going to see the Holy Cow this game at least. Imperious with a nice spear there, but he's
Gets into the nosh. He is in trouble.
I believe you mentioned the Rain of Vengeance earlier. That's what got him there.
Lots of stun. Maybe Anduin decided we don't need another stun. We need to be able to survive a few of these head engages we may get into.
So on the other side, we have Burn Beneath My Shadow, which is going to reset cooldowns when a fort or keep goes down. KT went with the Phoenix. I think that's a good choice here. We have Go for the Throat on Greymane, Ancestral on Rhaegar, and Angelic Armaments for Imperious. So they are able to get to camp this time. And we'll have the blue web weavers coming.
Yep, this is a tough situation whenever you get the back-to-back turn-ins. If Church of Murky can keep this pressure up, it'll be hard, you know, especially if they get a kill here. The Entomb and the Eternal Feast are both ready to go again, so...
Yeah, we have all ults up except for Mosh. Oh, there's the Entomb and the Eternal Feast.
He's going to use Cataclysm to get out of there, but Greymane is going to fall.
We do have a stun on Orthia. Or no, Barbie Vala. She gets pulled back, but...
So that's a 2-for-1 trade. Not the kind of trades you want to be making. Mid lane, though, has pushed up to the keep, got the wall. Probably going to get this well and not much more. And bottom cleared out by that siege camp, didn't get anything extra.
So Leoric is up close to the red team, so that might have been a mistake. He's on fire, but he's going to survive and not take a bomb back to anyone.
Deathwing looks like he's pushed in these minions, so this
top fort's gone.
Church of Murky is gone.
So structure-wise, we have 1 fort down to 2 forts down.
IMF is only 4 gems away from a turn-in. They could get clear out bottom and get a turn-in. They'll have pretty good lane pressure, I think, to get this going. Maybe clear out mid first. That's one of the things we kind of talked about last night, is having the patience to wait and set everything up. So we'll see if they go straight for turn-in or clear that lane first.
Are we thinking boss up here? Or are they just in the top lane? ETC goes to scope it out, and they see...
I think they're going for it.
Yeah, I think they're going for it. They see red on the bottom of the map, which means they're free to operate for a while, so...
Yeah, that's a bold call, especially with a Deathwing who could be spotting you right now. You know, you can't see when Deathwing's above you.
So we do have the red team coming up, but I think they're just going to turn in. And the boss just go over, so they aren't able to defend the turn-in. Or not able to get down there in time, I mean.
Boss goes to Church of Murky, the turn-in for IMF. Bottom lane's pushed in, so this is just going to be a trade at top for bottom, I think, all things considered. Oh, and the Entomb comes out, but Eternal Feast a little slow to follow up. Gets a few hits. Greymane saved by a pretty good Ancestral there.
Rhaegar dives in, he got away with it. Had to be a little scared for his life there. In the meantime, that boss is still... I think a boss is probably going to get the turret, but they're not too super concerned about it.
Yeah, the waves push back, so the towers are going to clean up the boss on its own. You know, altogether, that boss was mostly a something to push back against this turn-in, I think.
Yeah. Just a good thing to get it off the map at that point, I think.
Yep. All in all, you know, I think if you're IMF, you really like this trade. You got 2 keep walls for 1. You did lose your top fort, but I mean, that was probably going to go down eventually anyway, right?
Yeah. Surprisingly, we are almost dead even on XP. Even with those, I guess both teams have 2 forts down. I shouldn't be that surprised. And the kills were just a 3-2. It just feels like the momentum's been kind of going one way, but it's really not. It's really pretty even game at this point. We actually have 16
party here.
Yep.
Deathwing did take the Skyfall, so we should be able to interrupt a few of these channels ostensibly.
16's finally come out.
Coming down on the back line there. Lands into an Eternal Feast and he's gonna fall.
Did not need the Entomb. Entomb's still available. So we got Rain of Vengeance and Entomb, so they've still got some CC.
Looks like IML's gonna try and grab this count just to push back against this turn in that Church of Mercy will get here.
Smart play. Continuing that fight would have been a bad call for them.
Yep, with that Entomb up and Mosh up as well, you know, into the Rain of Vengeance. Lots of danger there. So it looks like bottom is pushed in pretty well for IMF, so bottom probably relatively safe. Top and mid gonna be the big places they need to focus.
So Orphea did take Band of Anguish. That's her her giant killer there. 3% Sierras on our Q. So let's get up, look at the top lane.
Yep, so with all this percentage damage, you know, if you're Deathwing, you still have to be pretty careful when you go for a dive. It's dangerous to be back there. And Manticore picked up by Vala as well, worth mentioning, so every third attack is 5% health.
This keeps getting some pressure on it. Spider is going to go down. Deathwing jumps in.
Yep,
Although
they've lost their mid. So while they've kept IMF busy at the top, they have lost mid. Bottom court will probably fall.
Yeah, we've got a Spider on the core actually. It's not going to do much core damage, but they do have to go back and clear it up. Almost takes the core shield out.
And this is where probably we're going to see Church of Murky try to line up a Feast and Tomb and see if they can finish this game off.
Yeah, we've got 10 ults up, so we could have a big fight coming in.
Looks like they think better of it. Play it a little safely. Probably going to go grab their camp, I would think. IMF still has some lane pressure to clear up mid and bottom for sure.
So if you're I Must Feed, what do you want to do to even up this game?
Well, I think right now they just need to focus on getting their lanes pushed out. You know, push out bottom and top. Probably rotating together, or let Deathwing scout as you send the other four. Try to get that siege count bottom and get some counter pressure, but Church of Murky is not letting up. It looks like they're showing back up top here to try to get this.
Yeah,
keep.
and I was looking at the boss. It's up in 7 seconds. Are they? Looks like they're thinking about it. I don't.
This is a bush party. They have a setup. It's a trap. Oh, they are going for it. They see that IMF is clearing the wave, and they're going to go for it.
And I Must Feed are coming. Are they going to get there in time? Uh-oh.
ETC is moving out. Looks like maybe we're going to see just a standoff here. I don't know that
Yeah,
IMF
they need to get in there. The Cataclysm comes out too late. The boss has already been taken. Oh, and we have the Mosh and the Eternal Feast.
Mosh into Eternal Feast into the Eternal Feast is already going.
And somehow everyone is still alive after that engage. Wow.
I heard the Ancestral, but I didn't see who it hit, so that definitely saved somebody's bacon. And ETC gets speared. He's looking. Oh, Imperius is in trouble after that spear, and he goes down. That boss is going to take the keep. Core is in trouble. It's got 2 cats on it. Another cat coming from mid, plus boss and top. They need to get Greymane back on this. He's their best option to clear this out and save this core.
Church of Murky has said 4-on-4 plus boss. That gives us numbers, so they're going to see what they can do. I don't know if they're thinking about ending or just getting a pick. But Vala goes down. Oh, she did not go down. Yeah, she does.
She's down. That was some good moves by the Greymane, bobbing and weaving.
Deathwing is very low. I'm very scared, but he does back off safely.
Deathwing escaping with about 200 health there. A little too close for comfort.
Are they going to chase this? No, they're not going to chase this. They're just going to clean things up. Get a camp. We will have 20s out very, very shortly. So we do have them on the side of I Must Feed. Rhaegar snap picks that Storm Shield. He's been waiting for that, looks like. Hunter's Blunderbuss, Heavenly Host. We'll see what Kel'Thas and Deathwing pick. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Buried Alive, the Entomb with the Silence. That could be very bad. We get the extra charge of Leap of Faith. We get Farflight Quiver and Final Toccata. So more Qs. The ETC is holding off on his.
QQ.
Oh, the Eternal Feast is getting value. He used one of those charges of Faith.
That Entomb doesn't catch anybody, but it does split the team up a little bit.
And we do have the Mosh.
Pit. ETC spreading the bomb charge and gets speared into the Dragon Flame. Vala's in a bit of trouble here. She's gonna get away though.
So we did take a 1-for-1 trade though. Could have been worse. And it looks like Leoric, he's gonna Wraith walk out. Is he gonna be able to drop his spooky hand on someone? No, he's just gonna have to get out of there, and he's on fire. He does get pulled back.
Uh-oh.
That's kind of scary if Anduin when you pull someone back to you with the bomb.
Yes, that can go very.
You got to be very aware of your health.
Some attention from Church. Church and Murky needs to clear that camp out. Get that lane pushed back out. This is one of those situations where it doesn't look like there's a lot to do on the map. You've got one dead on each team. This camp, Church of Murky's camp, just respawns.
So we do have turn-ins available for I Must Feed. I would like them to maybe turn in top here. Although the camp's taken, so Church of Murky's back on the prowl. I don't think they're going to be able to just walk in there. But I think that turn-in is really important, getting those Spider Queens out there. Although as pushed in as the lanes are, I'm not sure you get a ton of value out of it, but it'll help.
I feel like this is one of the situations where you want to hold on to those gems and play safely and conservatively. Try to get team fight that you win with 2 to 3 picks, and then you go for turn in.
They're looking at the turn in, and they get the turn in. Church of Murky doesn't contest it.
Oh, looks like gets an Entomb here. Yep. And Imperius is in a lot of trouble. Imperius is going to fall to that Entomb and Eternal Feast.
Did he die? I had to look away. I couldn't watch that.
He didn't make it. He was silenced, stuck in the Entomb.
Sounds like even the dog was upset by that kill.
Even the dog couldn't tolerate what just happened to him. Yeah, I think they had to use this turn in as just a defensive mechanism, try to get pressure back in these lanes so they could hang into this game.
Yeah, top's already fallen, mid is going to fall right away, and Church of Murky has all the time in the world to clear bottom, so they didn't get a lot of value out of it, but every little bit helps push things from right to left.
See at least 50 gems on the players here. They don't quite have turn in. You know, if I was a Church of Murky, I'd probably grab this bottom camp and then try to catch a few more gems. Just what? Just a few away here. 5 away.
So
send ETC to farm out a few more gems.
Yeah, I thought maybe he's going to pull some kind of a weird sneaky flank there, but he was just clearing things up.
Send the beefy boy, no pun intended, to grab those gems. Looks like IMF, I Must Feed's coming to sniff out this turn in. They know what they're up against here.
Oh, we have a pause from Redbeard. Oh, he's lagging, so we'll give him.
I imagine they're stopping to put an apology letter together for that Imperius kill.
Yeah, that was. I saw all the ults lined up, and he didn't have anyone to help him. There was no ancestral coming in. I was like, yeah, there's nothing you can do right there. Just turn your head. All right, looks like the teams are ready, and they're gonna fire it up.
Technical difficulties.
So 35, is that going to be enough? That's how math works. It is enough. My caster math worked.
And And I see in chat someone asking if Deathwing's normally banned in Div D. Yeah, I'd say the majority of the time he does garner a ban.
So will Church of Murky wait for the spider, or are they going to go in and take the fight? They should probably wait until the spider gets there to tank things for them.
Here it comes.
Wow,
You know,
right on the core.
when you've got a sick combo like they have, I think they're just itching to get a fight. Try to come in, get an entomb, and drop that beast.
Oh, we have the Cataclysm, we have the Mosh, but ETC
no,
is really low.
Their Eternal Feast combo just didn't make it, and Greymane is in the back line, putting people to sleep.
ETC has to sneak away there.
That was a great counter engage, but it's just not going to be enough. I think this Spider and Catapult may be enough. Nope. Rhaegar is here to clear up.
Deathwing goes down. Imperius does get the spear. It's able to put Redbeard away. Oh, he does now, but he's very, very low. And Orphea takes care of him. I think hit him with a Q. Got plus % damage. So we've got a 2v2.
I missed what happened to their bottom spot. Somehow, Church of Murky's bottom spotter did literally nothing that turn.
So, Kel'Thas and Rhaegar are just going to have to come back and defend. Kel'Thas sneaking around. You got to worry about pardon me, not Kel'Thas, Leoric. That's Skeleton King's name. You got to worry about him maybe thinking about backdoor or something, so you got to keep an eye on him. He'll be up in 14 seconds.
It's like Church of Murky is going for the boss. Boss probably will finish this game off if they can get in here and capture it.
Yeah, but they do have 4 up. Deathwing is going to be up, and he could drop in, but the other members of Ima's Feed are taking the camp, so they're not going to be able to get there in time, even if Deathwing were to drop in to say hello. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I thought Church of Murky had it in that last turn in, but the team fight did not go their way. Their backline was separated from their heal.
Well, we have the Cataclysm doing some damage, but the Holy Word Salvation comes out to keep everyone healthy.
Vala's in a bit of trouble, got Greymane chasing her. Oh, and a great mosh pit gets 3, and then 2 are down. So that's a 2-for-1 trade. You'll love to see that.
3 for 1. It's about to be 4 for 1. Do I hear 5? Yes, I hear 5.
The team is gone.
That is a 5-man team wipe. The GGs are coming out, ladies and gentlemen, and that is going to take game 1 over to the side of Church of Murky.
Great game. You'd love to see all those ults working together. That was really exciting.
Yeah, there was a lot of synergy on the side of Church of Murky there.
You know, you gotta think that's something they probably work on, that Entomb and Feast. Although, it is if you've got a little bit of coordination, the timers are the same, so it's easy to line those up, but it is just a brutal combination.
So if we look at the damage here, Orphea, 9-5-1 with 87k. Deathwing had a lot of damage, but I don't think he was really as effective. Orphea, a lot of the damage probably came for the Eternal Feast as well, and it was just oppressive. She got it with the Moss at least once. She got it with the Entomb like I think 3 or 4 times, or 4 times. So it was just really, really hard to deal with that. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some of those heroes banned out in the second game.
Too many ways to set up the combos there. You know, I think it's remiss not to mention the Orc pulling in 21,000 experience, 127,000 siege damage. Not too shabby.
So we'll see if they Ima's Feed wants map or hero pick.
Well, you mentioned earlier the map bans. When these guys met each other in the regular season, Ima's Feed took Battlefield of Eternity, which Church of Murky has banned. So it'll be interesting to see what they want to do here.
Oh, and Corks wants map pick. And we are going to Towers of Doom. So let's get a game set up for them. I really like these 4v5 games because it just there's usually not a lot separating the two teams because they're really close in the standings. Let's get everyone in here. Assembling the teams.
Yeah, I think typically you don't have a huge gap in skill between these teams in Div D, and I think Church of Murky has been playing. I think this is their second season. I Must Feed is a new team, I think, or at least a newly formed team. But yeah, obviously after a season of play, 4 and 5, they're gonna be really close in skill.
So for this map, seeing what we saw in the first draft, what do you look for in this draft? What changes do they make? What do they do differently? Because this map is a completely different animal.
Yeah, we looked at this. We were talking about it just last night. Is that this is a map you're never out. You can have as long as you've got shots on your core, you're still in the game, just like you had just started. Provided you have your keeps up. But if not, then you're kind of under more pressure. So, uh, all that to say, maybe something. I thought their last team draft would probably fit in here pretty well. Something that can sustain and just hold off and siege up pretty well.
Okay, so we're taking a quick break here. Yeah, if you've got to go with your back to the wall, I think this maybe is the map to go to. We played this map last season, and with my team, Bloodbath and Beyond, and we lost the first altar phase. We gave up a triple, and so we were down by 12 shots. Ended up coming back to win that game. So if whichever team gets ahead early, you got to keep your foot on the gas. Don't let the other team in. You know, put your foot on their throat and don't let them off the ground.
Yep, and capturing early tower and bottom, very key, very key. Try to get that tower. Try to get the pumpkin sappers. Just to keep applying pressure on that bottom lane really frees you up to get more around the map everywhere else.
Unfortunately, I'm not very familiar with the teams over in D East, so I don't know if there's a big rivalry between these teams or.
Sorry, you cut out on me there. What's that?
It said I don't know a lot about the teams in D East, so I'm not sure if this is a big rivalry, if there's a lot of history here, or this is the. I think we said this was the first season for I Must Feed, so maybe they're just making their way. Okay, so we have one team ready, and IMF is ready, so we are going to start the game.
Here we go.
Towers of Doom.
I would expect to see another Lunara ban. If I Must Feed has a strong Lunara, this is a great map for Lunara.
Agreed,
Keeping
agreed.
that wave pressure on, and the wisp. It's easy to underestimate that wisp value. You can sniff out rotations.
I'm wondering if Deathwing gets banned or if he'll be taken because they didn't get a ton of value out of him that last game, and on this map with the 3 points, he can really only be in one place at a time, so he's oppressive, but only in that one spot. So I'm not sure I would put him as high up on their priority list on this particular map.
Well, we see a Leoric ban, and I think that's definitely a respect ban, where at the very least, we don't want to deal with another Entomb Eternal Feast. It could be a signal they're planning on picking up Deathwing again, but
Yeah, that's what I was
it,
thinking too.
at the very least, they're saying we don't want to deal with this Entomb Feast combo.
They didn't like the Imperious Spears last game, so they said, Imperious, you take a break.
Yeah, the Imperious Spears are definitely on point, led to several kills. You know, on the other hand, they did profit from a few of those spears with Imperious. It's kind of all in that situation. Once he cues, if there's not a kill follow-up, then Imperious kind of puts himself out there.
So they take the gray mane away from I Must Feed, and then I Must Feed says, "You have our gray mane, we'll take your Anduin."
I think we're just gonna swap teams here, so I expect this next pick to be a Val. Nope, ETC. Perfect.
Ooh, we see Li Ming. We didn't see her the first game.
Li Ming, a favorite to you?
I just like the raw damage. I like her on this map. The altar gives you a nice spot to shoot at. Helps focus
Yep.
those skill shots when your hands are shaky.
Lots of poke can delay those objectives out.
Uther. So do we think we're looking at main tank Uther here, or are we going to see another tank? I'm always intrigued when I see an Uther pick this early. We'll see what they're going to put with him.
Yeah, you know, Greymane with the D shield is a scary thing, so we may be looking at D shield Greymane combo. And they ban out Ariel, so they were kind of thinking maybe a main tank, perhaps. Don't give them Ariel with that res.
Surprised we didn't see Oriole go in the first two bans. I wonder if maybe that's not something that's really in their wheelhouse on either side. Jaina goes away, so we're not going to see the Wombo combo with Ring and Mosh.
Yeah, you know, Jaina's always a good band. Good solid mage. Wave clear, camp clear. She has a little bit of it all.
Why don't we have a good name for the ETC Jaina combo? Maybe there is and I don't know. Chad, if you know a good name for that Wombo, let me know and I'll start using it. Help me out here.
And so now they have picked up the Vala, so now all they need to do is, well, they can't get that, can't get Leoric, but they could pick up Orphea. So maybe they use Sonya with our Ariat Crater at 20 into an Eternal Feast combo with Orphea.
Well, if they can get Orphe here, they don't have the Skeleton King who never dies, but they have Sonya, who in the right hands feels like she never dies. So Uther is not the main tank. We pull out the kitchen sink of main tanks, Johanna. She can do it
Yep.
all, folks.
Picking up Thrall, good solid solo laner.
She sings, she dances, she's the triple threat.
Waiting on Bated Breath and a Zeratul. Interesting.
Well, anytime I see a Zeratul, that's my X factor. We'll see what happens here. He does have,
Yeah.
he can go after Greymate, he can go after Ming. Not going to go after Johanna, probably not Thrall or Uther, but if he can pick on their backliner and get Ming down, Ming has a really nice front line here.
Yep. If you're a Ming and you see a Zeratul, you always have to be at least a little bit afraid of what's coming at you.
Keep your finger on that E button. So it's do or die time for I Must Feed.
Yep. Gotta stay alive. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. I'm wondering if this Sonya will take leap, try to get more initiation, try to jump into the backline on that Ming Zeratul at the same time, or just go for an absolute blow up on that Ming.
Alright, you want to introduce the red team for us, Wraithling?
Absolutely. So on ETC we have Corix, we've got Miles running Sonya, we have John Goodman on Zeratul, Lister Fiend on Vala, and Sudden Bears playing Anduin.
So on the side of Church of Murky, we have Redbeard on the Thrall, Begully on Uther, the Dude on Ming, Orion on Greymane, and Shock on Johanna. Used with wearing that orc skin. I got confused there for a second.
Is it Thrall? Is it Johanna? Alright, we got a little scuffle going on in mid.
Johanna going forward with the condemn because that's what she does. Sonya spinning to win because that's what she does, and she spins on Redbeard.
Down.
Oops.
It's too bad Li Ming doesn't get resets off. I'd throw a few more orbs out there.
So it looks like we might see just a bottom mid rotation here. Oh, ETC, is he?
ETC getting in the way of that rotation. Obviously not able to kill either one of those two. I think just slowing them down.
Anduin thought they might be able to burn the leap of faith to pull him back. So we've got Zeratul sharking around with Thrall. I think he's just soaking. I don't think he's going to engage Thrall. I think that would be maybe unwise.
Be interesting to see whether ETC thinks he can pull off Mosh Pit in this game with Johanna condemn and just walk into it. Can always get an interrupt. And ETC, mad lad that he is, walks over to check out that camp on the side of Church of Murky and is gonna get away with it.
So the red camp's already been taken by Ima's feed, so camps will meet mid. Sonya's there. She'll probably clean up the Church of Murky camp. She might get a chance to push these pumpkins in a little bit. She does have Greymane clearing them up. We'll see. We'll see who gets the better of this matchup.
Yeah, she can push them just till they go, but you know, Greymane's putting out too much damage, and I think she sniffed out that rotation, so she gets back to safety. Anduin may be in a little bit of trouble. That was a good move by Quark, soaking that orb so that Anduin didn't take the damage.
So talent-wise, we do have Hammer the Lightbringer on Uther, so he's trying to get that cooldown reduction. He's already a third of the way there. 2 minutes in, that's pretty respectable. Any other talents there that you see that surprise you?
No, not right off. You know, Vala, looks like we got a multi-shot Vala, so it's gonna be a lot of AoE damage. Uther will have trouble with that as the game goes on. Just gonna be a lot of AoE damage. Something, you know, Uther doesn't have a lot of heals to spread around.
Zeratul still sharking around top. Thrall's very healthy, not going to get anything done with him.
That's another thing. Zeratul is going Q build. That's going to be a lot of AoE damage. So once these fights break out late game, I think Uther may struggle keeping the team healed.
So it looks like we're going to just trade out the top, and then the fight will be 3v3 down at the bottom. And Anduin goes down. Sonya comes in and takes that's Vala on the Greymane. That orb to the face, that hurts. And that tower did go over to Church of Murky, so we have them with a 4-point lead early.
Li Ming tried to finish up those kills there, several low health bars from Amos feed, but just barely missed it as they get behind the gate.
I did notice that Ming at 1 did take the teleport talent, so I wonder if that was a Zeratul induced talent right there. Kind of I need to be jumping and safe the entire game. Or maybe she just likes it.
Could be, could be. No, I generally, when I'm playing around, I try taking that talent to make something work with that, and it's the Calamity. All in all, it doesn't work out for me. Not that great of a Li Ming, so. Camp's picked up on the side of Ima's feet, and they're going as a 4-man for this invade, but Johanna was sitting in the
going in. Gets the power slide off.
Anduin's in a bit of trouble. He needs to get out of town. Johanna's just whacking away on him.
That orb was just a little bit short. At 16, I think that orb was 3 kills. But it just didn't get there.
Barely making it out. Zeratul jumps in, he can escape, teleports away.
So much damage. Johanna goes down.
Fall. Thrall is stunned. He is gonna fall.
And
that's two for none, but they did capture their camp. With this objective coming up, it's gonna make it tough for Church of Murky.
That timing very, very unfortunate for those deaths right there. One of them I think they could have contested, but with 2 down, you just let's go do something else on the map. This ties the game up. It's still so early though.
Yep, looks like Ima's feed's just gonna clear up this camp and
see where Uther is on his quest.
I think there's too many too many people alive for them to keep sieging, so they're probably gonna go find something else to do. Gray Mane is taking top camp. He's got 2 buddies with him.
So Thrall did go Ancestral Wrath, so he's going to have that nice burst of damage and healing on someone. Look for that to come out in a fight. It can be sneaky. Oh, do we have an engage? We do.
Got a cut off. Thrall's in trouble. Cut off from his team. Power slide, but the unstoppable, not enough to save him. He got cleansed, so he didn't get hit by the slide, but it just wasn't enough. That 4-man gank squad. 5 Zeratul was there as well, so.
So it looks like they're just going to rotate his 4 for a little bit. And Uther is low.
Uther is caught by ETC. It goes down.
Dead Uther healing is the best healing.
Yep. Gets time to spam those Qs.
And are we thinking about boss here? We are indeed thinking about boss. We do have Shock looking at it. I don't know that Johanna can really do anything about it. I think they might just have to sit back and watch this one. They don't have enough people close.
Church of Murky has everybody coming up, but there's 10s on the side of Amos feed, so they're gonna back off.
I think I would have liked to see Ming at least throw some orbs in there. Maybe get lucky on someone that's low from the boss. You're not really expecting to kill anyone, but you never know. So as far as Ming, so we do have the Wave of Force, we have the Sundering, so a lot of displacement there. Joe with Blessed Shield for the stun. Oh, you can see power slides in.
Stun. Oh, and ETC takes a cursed bullet down on health, and stun. Light bomb comes out, gets 1. ETC low. Oh, and the Anduin pulls him out, and ETC goes down and power sliding back in. Johanna trying to spin to win to finish off some kills.
Oh, Vala, I think she wants that vault back.
Yeah, Vala got a little too far forward.
So let's look at the talents on this side. We do have Mosh, we saw that. We have Rain of Vengeance. We have Void Prison, we saw that. We have Light Bomb, so we do have the Holy Cow potential. And then we have Leap, so you talked about that engage earlier. Sonya's ready to get in there and mix it up.
Musfee took a ton of the engage and stun, so let's see if they can turn those into kills later on. It looked like there was a bit of a misplay with the Anduin pull, the Leap of Faith, and the Mosh Pit there.
Oh, Greyming's low. Vala puts him down.
Doing finds himself on the wrong side of this fight, but he's gonna be okay. Light bomb going out, hits the Uther. Uther stunned out again. Miles.
Get that heal, dead Uther, get it. Is Johanna gonna live?
Oh, and the leap onto.
Ooh, that chase almost went a little too far. I was worried about them dying in the neutral zone there, but they did manage to pull it back. Leave Ming with that orb, the anger orb.
I must feed taking a few back. They had several low health bars after that fight. Looks like that I must feed's gonna get this bottom turret. That puts Church of Murky in a bad situation for this next objective, not having that safety to retreat to. Rain of Vengeance captures 3. I must feed is backing up. Sonya gets stunned out.
Uther finally took his ultimate.
Oh, Zeratul with the re-engage, but gets killed.
Divine. So it looks like we're going to trade here.
Yep.
But it's not really a trade, it's 10-6 because they managed to take that tower. That was really good timing of them to take that tower. They probably could have taken it earlier, but then it might have gotten turned back over. So get it right before the objective, nothing the other team can do about it. I like that. Smart.
Murky not gonna let it stay converted long. They've already that was quickly reconverted.
So it looks like we're probably going to have this top camp taken, so maybe they'll see if they can push this in, get the top. So when you're ahead like this, if you can just keep taking one tower, doesn't matter which one, forcing the other team to react, get them on the back foot, maybe get a pick, get a stagger going. It could be really hard to come back.
ETC power slide into the Mosh with the
Holy
light
cow.
bomb. It looks like TC is going to fall for his trouble. More low health bars for IMF. And they're really chasing Anduin is down. Sonya leaps onto the back line but gets stunned, and she's gonna go down too. So that's 4 for none.
That's Ming with the triple.
Your Church
why-
of Murky, you really want to capitalize on this. It looks like they're gonna take top.
Those resets in that fight were just insane.
They've got a ton of siege potential with this Greymane and Lorgan form. And Thrall obviously brings a lot of siege damage, just how fast.
So my guess
that
is they'll be looking to pick up 2 altars here. I don't know which 2 though.
You gotta respect I Must Feed going for that big play. That was a high risk, but it would have been high reward play with the mosh pit under those towers. Exciting stuff to see. It looks like Church of Murky's gonna go for their top right tower and give up the bottom.
Church of Murky's going to get both of the top towers, and we have
I Must Feed decides they'll get this camp, try to take back bottom tower. I like that idea. Rather than fight top, let's just go mid. Sorry, they're gonna try to catch Church of Murky here with the flank from behind. Oh, big void prison.
Nice light bomb.
Vengeance. This is the kind of brawl you like to see. Although it did not go in the favor I Must Feed. I did not expect that at all after the void prison into the Reign of Vengeance. So how did that turn around? TC just barely gets away from another engage.
So that puts us 5 to 3 altars. We do have 3 down. I don't know if they'll look for another altar. Are they going boss maybe? It looks like they might be going for the boss.
Yep.
Probably not a bad call.
During the midst of all that, I Must Feed did take the bottom left, so they're not as far behind as you would think by first glance.
With talents. So we see Illusionist from Ming and Mirror Ball. So that's kind of she to go Calamity. Yeah, so that's about right.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
So we're back at 4-4, although Church of Murky looks like they're probably going to be able to convert this tower. Yeah, they'll convert it easily.
Looks like I Must Feed's gonna have to leave mid in Church of Murky's favor. Try to contest this next one.
Yeah, I think if you're I Must Feed, you've got to be safe, but you got to make a play too.
So we've got Mosh Pit up, we've got Light Bomb, all the ults are up for I Must Feed, so this could be a big time to really try another one of those engages.
I kind of like to see ETC maybe zoning or power sliding around and not trying to channel. He's not going to be the one that gets this channel.
Here comes Void Prison. We got one in the Void Prison. Not as many as you'd like to see. Sonya comes to the leap.
Leap and the mosh.
The Light Bomb. And here again, the health bar of the Church of Murky so low, but it just doesn't convert. I don't know how Uther's doing it, but he is really keeping these guys alive somehow.
Li Ming putting on a clinic. That's a quad kill.
Just going off. Everybody from I Must Feed down.
So are we going to see Church of Murky? If I were them, I would leave the altar alone and just take bot, run up and take top, and then if they get the altar, they do. If they don't, I don't know if there's anything I Must Feed can do at this point. No, they're going to go ahead and put the points on the board. That's not a horrible decision. And we do have pumpkins down here.
Stretching it out to try to get both, maybe a bit much. I think they'll get these pumpkin sappers, so at 3 extra shots, leaving it 2.
And boss isn't up for a while. So yeah, they're going to try and take this, and I think unless I Must Feed take something back very, very quickly, they might get, okay, so then you take that back too, because those last 2 shots would come very quickly if they do manage to ace the board there.
Like Li Ming has taken this top sapper, so they're going to try to walk in these pumpkins at top lane.
Yeah. Surely I Must Feed sees it coming.
Yep. They're feeling the pressure, but this map's, they can defend here. They're still in this map as long as there are points on the core. These things can turn around very quickly. Although Church of Murky is up, they have 20s. It's a risky fight. Big stuns on the removes are coming out there. John Goodman is low. He puts a void prison and saves himself. But Sonya's gonna fall. And it looks like IMF Anduin sticking it in there to the end.
Oh, that
Those
Ming.
pumpkins. Those
So
pumpkins
dirty.
get in.
Ming needs to write an apology letter to the other team. Holy cow. She popped off a couple of times in that game.
You know, there were several of those engages that IMF landed. All of their stuns, and Charge of Murky was really low, but somehow they were able to keep themselves alive and turn those fights around. That was really incredible.
So if you have to give an MVP this game, looking at the stats the way they are, who do you give that to?
Geez, I don't know. I feel like I give it to whoever kept Church of Murky alive through those engages. Uh, Outside of that, though, I guess you have to give it to Li Ming as those resets just poured on the pressure.
Yeah,
Uh,
and we worried at the beginning of the game about whether Zeratul was going to be that X factor that kept her down, and she had her finger on the E, especially with Calamity, and the extra teleport, just stepping on people, and Zeratul was never really able to get to her. I'm not sure I even saw her low more than a couple of times, so
well,
really well played for both teams. So let's give a shout out to I Must Feed. They showed up in the playoffs, especially if they're for a first year team. So I think if they can stick together, I think they'll go a little further next season. I liked what I
yeah,
saw out of them tonight. So
it's nothing
so
to be ashamed of making it the first round of playoffs and
yep.
putting up a fight like that.
So let's come over here and let's give them the point. And I'm going to see if I can get someone in here for an interview.
Sounds good.
So bear with us for just a second, folks. If you like that game, there are some other matches going on. I'm not sure who's casting what tonight, but look at the calendar. We've got Division D and Division A action, so all over the spectrum. So they said they're sending a Murloc over momentarily. Not sure which Murloc we're gonna get, so I'll pop down here in the lobby here. You want to pop over here with me, Raceling?
Sure.
Hey, so we have the dude. Well played, the dude. That Ming was absolutely filthy. Well played that second game.
Thank you, thank you. Li Ming is probably my favorite hero to play, and that game, felt really good.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it tonight because after that performance, I don't know if you're going to get to play here the rest of the playoffs. There might be some respect bands coming your way very soon.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
So,
Raise
what's
up
the
some
mood
crowd.
like on? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh no, no, no worries. What were we gonna ask?
So, what's the mood like on the team after that dominant win, the 2-0 domination?
Pretty ecstatic. We went into some of those team fights in that last match a little bit worried. There was a void prison in mid where all of us were in it, and Sonya was coming in, and we thought we were all dead. And as soon as we turned it around, there's a little bit of cheering, and I think just in our Discord server right now, we're excited to be this far in the playoffs and sort of to pull off that victory. It felt really close. I got to give it to I Must Feed. It was a close game.
It was
It's a good
definitely an
segue.
entertaining game. Sorry, go racing.
That's a good segue into the question I want to ask is just how the heck did you guys live through those engages? There was void prisons into Masha's into the light bomb. There was several times you had four people stunned and just maybe four of you guys less than half health, and just somehow you guys held it together and turned it around on those fights. That was really incredible. So how did you do it?
You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Bagali's probably our best player. He's our healer. He comes through with amazing saves all the time. There was one in the first game where he yanked me past a Deathwing to save me and let me get 2 kills. And I think his Uther, his Divine Storms were on point, kept us from taking too much damage. And also Redbeard, he took Thrall Sundering stunned them as well, and that sort of chain CC, was able to turn around a lot of those fights. And I think I was able to hold off on my repulsions for ETC Smosh, but it was really those two chaining their CC and keeping us, from taking too much damage.
So I've got a question about the first game. So we did see Deathwing make an appearance. Did you guys just decide the other bands were more important? It looked like I believe it was Lunar and Arthas that first game. So were those targeted bands, or did you do your scouting and just decide we have we have the heroes to deal with Deathwing. We don't really care if Deathwing pops up on the other side.
I think it was a little bit of both. We also like to play Deathwing a little bit, where he fits, when we think he'll do well. And when we're drafting Stormlink together, we'll often let him go. And if the enemy takes him first pick, we just draft our counters. I think we were worried about Arthas because we were planning on taking Greymane, and we didn't think they would first pick Greymane. Um, But I think we were definitely surprised with how they played that. We figured Deathwing in the off lane, not as a main tank, and that took a little bit of adjusting for us because, I mean, as you saw, they had a pretty dominant first half of that game.
Yep, they opened strong on towers, or not towers, but Tomb of the Spider Queen. But I think what really turned that around was just some of the sick combos you guys were able to pull off, especially with that Leoric and Tomb into the Orphea Feast. And then you also had, of course, ETC to follow that up with the Mosh Pit just to really seal the deal. Is that something you guys have practiced before? Or, I mean, it looked practiced.
Yeah, the Leo and Tomb into Eternal Feast, we've practiced that a bit. We've actually had some Leo and some Orphea bans before because of it. Um, the ETC Mosh is a little bit something, kind of new, and we sort of were hoping to go more lockdown blow up comp, but because of their Deathwing, because of them taking Greymane, it kind of messed up our draft a little bit. Um, but definitely the chain CC is something we've tried to pull off before, and those combos are always great when you can get them.
It was definitely there. I mean, if there was an ult that had a circle or a square to it, it seemed like it was they were all coming out at the same time. It was just well executed. That nice little dense spot of just absolute madness there. So well played. You guys did a really good job of womboing that stuff tonight. It was good to see.
Yeah, thanks. Good to hear.
So what was games 1 and 2? What's your favorite part of the match?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um,
I stole it from
you know,
Arrow.
I have to say for the first part, it was first game. It was definitely that pull from Bagully. It was happening late game. I think right before we won actually, and I kind of thought I was dead. I thought Deathwing was going to get me, and he, pulled me towards him. I was able to use my Chaos' Orphea to take out Kelthus, and then dance around Deathwing for the kill. And I really felt like I can always trust Bagully, but that reaffirmed it. That sort of teamwork that we have on Church and Murky that I really enjoy playing with. Um, I think for the second game, my favorite part was gonna be I think we were fighting for the middle shrine in between bot lane and mid lane, and we got a team wipe, and it just so happened that I as Li Ming got the 5 kills, and just seeing on the screen just like all of the enemies, icons there made me feel kind of proud. I played Li Ming almost religiously in QM when I first started playing HOTS, and when I started competitive, I thought, Li Ming's not the best hero. Her wave clear's not great. She's not always the best option, so I kind of, shelved her when I started playing with Church of Murky, and being able to bring her back and use her effectively in these games always makes me happy.
I think that's a good example of maybe play the heroes you're good with and not caring about the excuse me the meta so much. The
Yeah.
meta says you don't let him take Deathwing. They took Deathwing. The meta says at least Div D don't let him get Kel'Thas. You let him get Kel'Thas. Didn't matter. You guys just there was a lot of really good execution on heroes you picked. So well played. Is this your first season? I apologize. I don't know that much about the teams in the Eastern Division. So have you guys
No, no
been together
worries.
for a while? Are you guys new?
So we've been together at least one season, the 5 of us. I know that Church of Murky as a team has been around 2-3 seasons, or 3 or 4 seasons actually in NGS. I joined Church of Murky last season, and we've had a pretty steady roster with J Show as our sub actually.
Cool. Well, you looks like you guys are definitely, it's starting to pay off. That practice together over time is really working for you. Rayflin, you have any other questions?
Nope. Just congratulations on the win and good luck as you go through the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, thanks again.
All right. Have a good night, and we'll look forward to seeing you in round 2. Keep it up.
Great.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for me and Rayflin. Hope you guys all enjoyed the show tonight, and there's plenty more playoff action coming in the next couple weeks. So, everyone have a good night and good luck in all your games.
See you later.